Is this going to be the most sober tenfour podcast?
No, that was Ian's.
The one with
I
Chris
hear
Martin was, I think, completely sober as well. I think we were all.
Yeah, not even coffee in the picture.
No, actually, we drank one beer with them. So this could be, yes,
The most sober.
The most sober podcast.
10-4 episode 8.
Episode
Most
8.
sober podcast.
It's fair after the weekend we just had.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Fucking, we're here with Neal
Water.
Morrison, owner of Rely Pro Scooter Shop.
Hell yeah. All the way from Detroit, Michigan, located in Pontiac. A lot of fun.
Let's go,
Glad
man.
to be out here finally, hanging out with you guys. I'd like to say first off, yeah, thanks for letting me come out here and crash and party.
Of course, bro.
It's a hectic, fun weekend. Very cool to see everything.
Yeah. It's been a lot, but I'm glad it's gone down the way it has, honestly.
Yeah.
It's been super smooth, I feel like. And like the fact that none of the rains came and we never got a boot in the spot and, nobody got arrested or anything. It's
I
been
noticed that. It depends.
Super
and
cool.
Changes very drastically between cities sometimes. And like Texas was just like no cops, no trouble, just people fucking sending themselves. Like, I've been to quite a few jams and hosted quite a few, but man, that might have been the most injuries I've seen, but also like the most like walkaways from it.
Yeah.
Like everyone buck was just falling and just like cool with it.
Bro,
Hobbling off.
people were eating shit this year. People were actually getting bodied.
Dude, for
It's the
real.
Austin
Crazy.
Jam, Slam Jam.
Everything's bigger in Texas, even the falls.
Yeah,
Literally.
definitely, bro.
Yeah, we just had the Detroit Jam, and it was supposed to rain that whole weekend, and it didn't. People actually didn't show up because they were like, dude, it's going to rain, just cancel it. I'm like, the last thing I want is to host the jam and then like not do it.
Literally.
And then like it doesn't rain, because that's happened trying to have like, events with certain bands and stuff. And when it rains, they don't want to bring their gear out, but it's like, dude, we're just riding scooters. Like if it gets a little wet, like no big deal. So
Yeah.
don't trust the weather.
Fuck it. Don't look at the weather app if you have an event scheduled. Just go.
Never. Even if
no.
it says what you want, don't trust it.
Yeah. Truly, honestly, I've always thought I could be a weatherman. Just how often they're wrong. Just gonna go up there and say some shit and go home.
Yeah.
Wind's going this way. There's some clouds. We're probably good.
Yeah. 60% chance of rain, Fuck it. Why not?
Dude, yeah. You can't get a lot of good things out of overthinking things in life anyways. So
Truly, yeah.
don't overthink the weather. Don't overthink your tricks.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what's it like running a small scooter business?
Fun if you love scooters.
Okay.
It's not all it's, popped up to be and everything, everyone, but it's just like a lot of trying things,
Yeah.
not being scared to fail. Like, and I always tell people, like, when they ask me, how do you own a business? And it's like, it cost me $50 to fill out a piece of paper with the state to say like, yo, what's up, government? I'm going to own a business. I hope you don't remember me.
Yeah.
And then you got to go to the IRS. And then after that, it's like, what the hell are you going to do? That's like the biggest question. And I at least had events, since the events were going, it was like, okay, well, maybe I'll get a shop to help fund the events rather than just like try to make money off of it. So there's more of a foundation to it. Because I kind of always say that with Rely, like without the shop, there'll still be events, but with,
It definitely gives it like a backbone,
yes,
having something out there for people to get stoked for.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rather than like, that's what I'm saying is like, if there was no shop, there would still be Rely. Like, I'd still have the events and everything, So it's like, if you try to run the business on the mentality of like, I'm just trying to make money, I own a bike shop. It's like, you're going to reach a point when you're like, is this even worth it? Like, I don't even scooter. Like, I'm selling them like every here and there. And it's like, I don't know. That's why you need to do more. You always need to have a broader involvement in scootering to really just do it for a long amount of time.
Is that what keeps you motivated? Is like going to these events and seeing your local scene?
Yeah. Cause like, okay, I guess to go more in depth about it, I'm kind of talking about where I'm at with it. But I started off at skate parks. There was Transition Skate Park in Dearborn. And it was literally,
All right.
couple $100 investment. The owners being willing to let me have parts there and host events and then give them a cut of it.
Okay.
Because it's like, I couldn't afford my own spot, you know?
Yeah.
And I already rode and did events, and they were like, dude, we don't even know how to build a scooter. And it's like, well, I guess I'll come in here and help with that. Because a lot of people don't know this, but Reli's real name is Rely Retail and Consulting Services.
Okay.
And then I have like a sub name under it called Rely Scooter Shop. So kind of like when I would present myself to a company, I'm like, yo, I can kind of make it work for you guys with the scooters. Because me being a scooter rider, never having anyone that knows how to build a scooter, work on it, have the right parts, like that pissed me off because I'm trying to ride. So I was always the guy that intervened, you know, with that.
Yeah, help people fix their scooters, fill the gap for people that know what the fuck to do. It's like
guys like me.
You need that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't even straighten my bars.
There's technique to that too. I always tell people, don't look at the SCS. Like you got to match the bars with the wheel, you know? And that's the thing around a shop. I learned so much bullshit about the scooters and like tricks to do, like using Allen keys in ways you wouldn't imagine. Like, you know, there's a lot to it.
You should honestly make like some videos for Rely about that or something if you ever wanted to. So it could be probably like some good content for the page.
Definitely.
Tips and tricks for people to share around. Get some free exposure for the shop.
Yeah, help people build their scooters.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Scooter life hacks. Definitely.
Episode 1.
It's hard to kind of put your face out there though sometimes, but definitely want to start doing that because now that I feel like I actually have like things to say, you know, don't underestimate your value and all that with that kind of stuff.
Definitely, man. You've been running the shop for how many years now?
4 years. The storefront location has just been a little over a year. It was June last year when I got the storefront from Lauren, Pike Street Properties. Very generous. So it's cool to have a storefront for a pretty good price, you know, downtown in the city of Pontiac, which is also a very interesting place. It's gone through a lot of history and all that. So
it's a cool ass shop, man. I honestly like hanging out there more than I do like at the vault.
Appreciate it. It's a lot of. It's like my
you got like the
apartment,
the game
basically.
System. Yeah, you got the couches. Like, it's like it's the thing is like for me, if I go to the vault, like they have like a whole back room and stuff. Like you can go chill and it's pretty cool. But like for the average person to just kind of like walk in, you know, it's like there's just scooter parts and you kind of are out the door. But it's like I feel like I Rely like you just come in and chill,
buy your stuff,
around,
build,
like hang out, like you know, play the games. Like it's pretty cool. I like the environment there.
Yeah, I worked at Zero Gravity Skate Park for 4 years. And that's where I hosted a lot of ride days. That got me my footing in the scooter scene to inspire me to start a shop and everything. And I feel like since working there for 4 years, I kind of mimicked the lobby vibe.
Yeah.
Like I'd see businesses and how they like, you know, create an environment that like really is just like what people kind of need. And what people need is what I need as well.
Yeah.
So it kind of just all came together with that right mentality.
Yeah, reel them in. Hell yeah.
Yeah. What's been one of like the biggest struggles of running a shop?
So there's like a few things I guess I run into. I mean, money's obviously an issue, but money's not everything in life.
I know you were talking about just like online shopping and how like these bigger retailers, like the bigger names like the Vol and Skate Pro, they take up all the ads and that makes it much more difficult to like get your online shop to people.
Yeah, the shop works because there is a need for a scooter shop to actually literally build a scooter in front of you. You know, but with online presence, there's a lot of competition and funding. And funding's always been kind of an issue for my end of things being, you know, I was like 21 when I was starting Rely. No one wanted to give me a loan besides TRP when they helped me out with a few hundred, you know? So I never was able to get like a solid footing right away. But since I scootered and I was just continually hosting events for years, it's like the shop never disappeared, whether it didn't make money for literally 6 months at times. Like I was always working other jobs. It was never my full-time job at first. Like I said, I'd go to the skate parks like once a week and I do inventory and host an event and have fun. Like that's what made it work. Cause I was like, man, I just want to fucking do something I love. Like I'm working 40 hours a week at something I hate. Like I'm going to put every other spare energy into something I love. And then that mentality ended up starting to flip the table. And then things I love started having more value than the dead end jobs I was working. So you just can't. That's why I say you can't be scared to try. You know, you can't let money always decide where you are at it. And if you're letting money decide, then you're not doing it because you love it. And
True.
yeah, and then that like in turn comes to a spiritual experience owning Rely. You know, just being involved for it more than money, and then seeing it have almost more power than money in my life. It's like, you know, I'm all the way out here now. Definitely. I've made certain business choices and job decisions based on keeping these opportunities in my life rather than letting the money control that.
Yeah, that thing is like, it's like a child.
Yeah.
Right? It's like literally like having your own kid, having a company like that you've put so much time and heart into.
It is my baby.
Yeah.
If I let anyone else run that storefront, I get so nervous. I swear to God.
Sorry, she was growling it. No, nothing at all.
Angel. Cutest wiener dog. Straight out of Toy Story.
Shout out the angelic wiener.
Yeah. I also had I guess to talk more about just history Rely, I also had a storefront at Landslide Skate Park, which also closed down 2020, if I remember correctly at this point even. So like one point I was juggling 2 store locations and I was going twice a week now on top of working a full-time job. And I remember that did start to get very overwhelming because it was like a lot of driving and then working with the skate parks. It was hard because they might sell the wrong parts, miscount the inventory. It takes me a while to get my money. So like, you know, I was even having issues like that. Like I would have parts sell. They would be like, oh, we had to borrow the money. I'm like, what? And then like, I wouldn't get it right away. And then the shelf would be empty for an entire month, you know? That's why it was cool seeing Jared today or this weekend, because he was in Michigan for a little bit riding with Carson. And we went to Landslide and saw the shop, and I was like almost embarrassed. Like it was like 1 pair of fork, like 2 pairs of wheels, and like a shirt. You know, that's what I mean. It was like a low point at the shop, but it was like I wasn't in anywhere gonna quit. It's like events are still gonna be there or whatever, you know. But now it's like here I am, like healthiest I've ever been with the store, whole storefront. And there's one thing that'll set you apart in life is consistency, because you know, just doing it, and then you're gonna look back and you're going to see that you did stuff. Yeah. And that's all it is.
Till you got it.
Yeah.
Every day.
Mm-hmm.
It's key.
Keep on keeping on.
And that I'm sure you appreciate the process of it more than like where you want to end up with it anyway. Mm-hmm. Like you just I feel like you seem very stoked on the journey of the whole owning a shop and just like what you've amassed over time. Like whether it's team riders, your storefront, doing like collabs with Breakfast, Rev4, just all these little things you can go back and look at, and like you really did, like you're putting shit out there that people love.
Just don't underestimate yourself and your skill. And I just remember when I was younger, like there was really not a lot of people to look up to in scootering, and some of the people I didn't met, I just like didn't have right experiences with, and also not getting made fun of for scooters in high school and shit too. It was like, all right, like everyone's just gonna have some bullshit to say, so like I'm just gonna value when people like do stuff that's cool. So like my filter of things was very like accidentally pure, you know, in some ways, because like I was just seeing scooters that were bolted and shitty and breaking, but I was like, dude, there's so much to this. Like this is so cool, and I just stuck with that. Like,
yeah, and you're right.
And now to see where it is now, and to have a shop, it's like I try to tell people like I'm here to try to collaborate and like support what they do, because it's like that's what I do, and it's like we can all feed off each other, and that's been the big discussion of this trip, being here with all you guys, and it's been like quite inspiring, honestly. It's very refreshing. It's what I needed, because I just want to continue to see that go further with what I do, is just try to collaborate more with people. That's why it's great you guys are doing this, tenfour, like Texas Jam, all the podcasts, like it's exactly no different than what I feel like I'm doing. So that's why I've always liked you guys.
Yeah. Dude, hell yeah,
holding it down, you know.
We almost made the collab tee for the street jam as well with y'all, or like
it's been so busy.
Y'all made one, but yeah, it's like it's been super busy. Even the active like collab we did was like 2 weeks ago. Like it was very rushed, but yeah, for sure, dude. We'd love to get like a little something someday and just like, you know.
Oh yeah, next time.
Support Rely.
Definitely. I think next year we'll definitely have Rely.
I always pull up to events. Collab. I'm like, why didn't I do that before? Because now I always pull up with stickers and some shirts. But like, you know, I've pulled up and seen like cool merch be made, and it's like, man, I could have done that. And it's like not because I want the spotlight. It's just like, yo, homie, what's up? Take a shirt.
Yeah, it's just the cool memento to like bring back home with you. To like, you're like, oh, dude, someone's like, that's a cool shirt. And you're like, oh yeah, I got this like from the homie at the Austin Street Jam. Like, go check them out, buy one.
When people wear the Rely shirt with
cool.
the skull on it, with the fork in the nose and the wheel, like that's usually how you know you've been to an event.
Yeah.
Because like I'll print 20 or 30 of those at the shop and hand them out all the time. Like I just sponsored a whole bunch of events recently with shirts. I'm sending out like 6 or 8 of them each time. So pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool. I think that's how I got mine.
Yeah.
Honestly.
No, literally, I was printed at the shop. So
cool. Yeah, I like it. It's good quality. Nice t-shirt.
And then you work at a t-shirt printing company, right?
Yeah, Earth to Earth, Pontiac, Michigan.
Earth to Earth.
Been around 30 years. Cool guy Peter, and then some cool skaters work there.
Fuck. Okay.
What's up?
They gotta head to the airport.
What time is it? Say peace to the
Gotta
man,
say
Richie.
bye to our boy Richie.
Yeah,
Gotta say
definitely.
bye.
Thank you.
I don't know what episode we're gonna have Richie on, but definitely
Episode 8, sponsored by Richie.
Episode 8. Shout out Lil Richie. All the way.
All right.
You see that, homie?
Tyrese, if you're watching this, you fucking
You're a G dog. Pull up.
Stop sleeping on Texas. Don't do that, Reese.
ain't no fucking
You're
tumbleweeds
fucking
out
up.
here in Austin, dog.
Don't
Come
fuck
on.
with Texas.
I thought, but guess what? You know, having a thought wrong. And now I'm out here and I don't want to leave. I'm mad as hell.
Who was calling Tyrese Pharisees? you remember that shit? We were like somewhere in like Seattle or Chicago, and someone was like, "Yo, where's Pharisees?" And I was like, "Yo, who?" Like,
Who's next to the jalapeno joint?
I think it was like Max, or like Angel or someone. Like it was. He was calling Parrish like Perish. He's like, "Where's Perish Azak?"
What is Paris?
They were just fucking clowning everybody's name. It was funny.
Words are the best. Some fucked up words out there that people say in general in scootering.
Dude, definitely. I feel like half of my vocab has just come from like scooter events I've gone to and someone shouts some shit out that I like.
Yeah, literally.
I just can't believe I've become like the dude, bro. That's like straight fire, my dude.
It's fucked, bro. That was fucked. Like,
Midwest concrete surfers.
oh God, that was fucked, bro.
That was a yawn.
No kizzy. I just stick to yo.
Yo.
Classic.
Yup.
But what's so weird
I
about
don't even give them that.
so weird about word? When people say that, kind of sounds like they're like talking down.
word?
They're like word. Okay.
I think you can use word in a lot of different ways.
Is that why?
Like that, it's super versatile.
I feel like you
Word.
really gotta suss out the connotation,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
like how they're saying it.
You go like, yo, word?
It's
Yo,
like, oh, sorry.
word. Fucking, okay, word.
Yeah. I like using that because it is like just so it's such a blanket thing. I
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
it's you're just saying word. It's just a word.
There's not
You
much
have
to
nothing
say.
else to say. So
Quite
you just say
literally.
the word,
Mm-hmm.
word,
Like you're doing tricks. Word.
and not yeah. That's all you gotta say.
Bro, you see that deck rotation? The full deck spin tail?
Full deck spin of the tail.
Like
I'll
went
tell you
around
what.
completely.
What's on your shirt?
Oh, it's a stick of dynamite. It's from actually the print shop I work at. Quentin, he started a fingerboard company called False Alarm. Pretty
Okay.
cool to see.
Cool.
They've been popping off a lot. There's a homie, Marco, who works there, who owns the Stunt brand.
Shout out Marco. You
Yeah.
know Marco.
Oh, it's a different
You
Marco,
know-
actually.
Oh,
That Marco is the
damn.
steeziest Marco, the one with scooters.
yeah.
Okay. Not
that's
to
what
the
I'm
other
thinking of.
Marco,
Okay,
talking him
okay.
down. But Marco's always got a vest on and a toothpick in and got the steezy like
No
style
way.
going.
Yeah, our
and-
boy Scooters with
No way.
toothpick in his mouth.
That's
Street
so
pirate.
fucking sick.
Hoping he was going to come out
Dude.
here. He was talking about it, but
I
just
need-
didn't line up.
I want a golden toothpick for so long. I've wanted just like one to put on my chain because I feel like all these wooden ones they always fucking break.
Mhm.
Super annoying. I don't always have the plastic ones on me, but if I just had like a little golden toothpick, I could just
I mean, if it's real gold, that
Just
shit's going to
bring out-
bend.
you have to have something
Diamond
like a nice
encrusted.
metal, yeah, a steel toothpick.
Come in
Some
handy.
Crazy shit. It would, but I've always been scared of getting stabbed by it. So if he's been rocking the toothpick and still okay,
Says with the teeth.
maybe I'm just a
Just kind
pussy.
of pinch it in the teeth a little bit. Nothing to
Yeah.
do with the lips. And you're just good.
You
They have
just-
like nicotine toothpicks too, if like you really want to go all out.
Those are kind of sick. I've
Yeah.
had some. There's like a sale at the gas station one time. I bought 2 of them, like 2 packs.
Damn.
That shit'll make you
So
want to puke. Honestly, it's like nicotine just right in your mouth and on your lip. Well, I guess that's like chewing
I like-
tobacco. I'm not that
yeah.
type of person.
Shit.
I
Normally
like the
when
mint ones, honestly.
it would suck if you like made yourself bleed. You know, like you like cut your gum with a nicotine toothpick and then you get mega buzzed. I don't know.
You'd
It'd all
be-
seep into
Be
there.
feeling it.
Start
Yeah.
tripping out. Yeah, the print shop's cool though to work at. It's right down the road from the shop. So it's like I just wake up, go there in the morning, print shirts, and then I go right down the road to the shop where I do my thing.
Word. Word.
Yeah. Zero Gravity's opening back up again though. They've been closed for like 3 months. So it's nice to see. And then I'm gonna start going there more often.
Sick ass skate park.
Yeah, new ceiling, new floor, which is like
Sweet.
honestly a big deal.
Sweet. Yeah, it was a little slippery.
Yeah, no, it always is dusty.
Someone actually told me like at the park last week to put like Coke on the wooden ramps. Like put Coke in the mop bucket.
You can do that. Someone did that at the park once, and you started seeing dust stick to the ground,
Mm.
and it made it messier. I don't know if they just did it wrong, but like that is a thing you can do because it like,
Man.
literally makes the park sticky, and it's like I don't know,
That,
that shit's like oil. I get it.
That skater said something else.
that's what I was about to
It
say.
was like TW or
TPS.
there was like something else.
Okay.
He used some
He's
kind of
like-
like spray, yeah, or like no, like a little. Just said like put it in a mop bucket. Does the same thing. Too bad we don't know the name.
Yeah, screw it.
You got Google nowadays, kids, you know.
That's how I started a business and learned how to record music and do a bunch of shit, work on things.
Dude, it's honestly crazy to think our parents went to the library. Like,
Yeah.
if they wanted to go find some shit, like they had to go to the fucking
They had to sift through
library.
instruction manuals to figure out how to operate things. I just pull up YouTube.
You ever see
Yeah.
montages in
Literally,
movies? Like, I gotta go to the library and like studying hard. Like, yeah, we're just on the phones.
Bro, I don't have to leave my recliner.
Mm-mm.
I could learn whatever I want right here. It's wild.
Learn how to chill.
It's a
Watch
blessing
any
and a
scooter
curse.
video.
There's so much to learn.
So many memes to watch.
So yeah,
Truly, yeah.
yeah.
That's the best part.
Well, one thing that comes to my mind is I got the mic. Because a lot of people don't know that I make music and play in bands. And I definitely want to like start putting that out there more. But it's like hard to when you kind of don't like what you're making. But I've been doing it for a while now. Like grew up from a music family. My dad used to play in punk bands. So like I'd be going to shows from a young age and like setting up his drum set. And I learned how to play drums early on because of that. And then like, teenage years, like playing in bands, like I've been in a few, like gone to quite a few shows. Been on like a little tour here and there, but recording music at home is like the best thing because scooter riders are like really cool to hang out with, I feel like. And like some musicians are like a lot of weirdos. So like a lot of bands haven't worked out because of that. Because as like a scooter rider, like you can drink and stuff and ride, but like you really can't like be an alcoholic and ride. So it's like you get like honestly less druggies, even though everyone thinks like a lot of scooter riders smoke a whole lot of pot, but it's like, at least you can still function.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah.
You can't. That's not sustainable. You can't
No.
be an alcoholic scooter rider, and if you are, your career ain't gonna last very long.
Mm-hmm.
But so about the music, how long have you been playing?
So I've like picked up drumsticks. Like there's a photo of me when I was like 2 years old sitting on the drum
Wow,
set
Okay.
and shit. But when I was in
Sweet.
junior high, like 8th grade, I really started taking it serious because my brother picked up guitar and started shredding. Like he was learning Judas Priest and System of a Down, Metallica. So I went and got into System of a Down and learned like the whole discography on drums. I spent like 5 hours a day like drumming and stuff. This is before scootering. Like I dabbled in skateboarding. I already went to Zero Gravity. I tried BMXing and it was like, I don't know, just didn't feel right at the time. And Yeah, I was just shredding on drums for years, and then eventually got into scootering, and they kind of both crossed over. Because music was cool, but like, I was a teenager, I was at my parents' house. It's like, I just want to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And the scooter is definitely more of a social outlet, and definitely resonated well. But
can you explain how they crossed over?
Many ways it crosses over. You just got to learn how to use your body in life and like see that your energy can like create outcomes. But even on the sense of the physical side, the drums require all your limbs, and that is also required in scootering. So the timing and the precision and the accuracy that drumming brings, like, flew right over into scootering. Like the second I started jumping off bank ramps, it was like bar, whip, bar, whip, rewind, 360 bar spin, eventually 3 bar, 3 whip bar. I can't do some of those tricks like consistently now, but like it definitely crossed over, which was amazing because then like it gave me a little bit of a head start in scootering, which then was part of the reason I think it, fed into my life so much.
Do you think that
That's cool.
having rhythm correlates to being like good at scootering?
Sometimes,
weird.
I feel like a psycho sometimes because I will be counting like my paces. Sometimes, like when I'm riding a bike, I'll be like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. If I'm like syncing my breathing with that, and I'm like, dude, Neal, it's like you gotta just go with the flow a little bit more than that, But
have you ever listened to a metronome while you're riding a park?
I don't want to see what's gonna happen. I like go for a rail and it's like, Neal, why didn't you jump? It's like, it wasn't on the beat.
Yeah.
Just body it. It's actually why I can't listen to music when I ride, because it's like I focus too much in on the music. Like I can hear too much of the detail and stuff. And like I kind of like naturally sync to the music. So like music in a social setting too isn't really good for me, because I'll start to like stare and
like break it down,
and my
like,
mouth will be opening.
Yeah, in the music. Yeah,
it's pretty vast place up in here, honestly. So
I bet, man. It seems like it.
Scooter pulls me here, music pulls me back in there. So
That's super cool, honestly.
yeah, right. Winters are fucking long sometimes in Michigan. So that's also why I play a lot of music, because almost 7 years ago now, I've been playing guitar that long. And I learned from my brother, who was really good. So I actually was lucky enough to get good at it too. And my dad had a recording set up in the basement that I was lucky enough to also learn how to use with all this, time in the winter. And I never really liked video games. I never really had like a whole lot of friends. So I spent like the past 6 or 7 years now recording music when I started playing guitar, and then I started writing like songs completely from scratch on my own to a metronome. Like I'll write a riff on guitar with the amp in the basement. I'm like, all right, that's pretty cool. I piece it into some patterns, and then I sync it up with the metronome because I already know how timing works because I play drums. And then I lay the drums after that, and then I add the bass, and then my vocals, and then next thing you know, you got a song. But just because you got a song doesn't mean you like it, because I was still very mechanical with how I was learning to feel and play and write things. It's like a scooter trick too. It's like, oh, I can double whip. Then you film it. You're like, this is ass. This doesn't look good. It's like that same process has been developing with music and with scootering, and both kind of side and side. They're going along with one another. Because when I was learning how to play guitar, I realized like, oh, attention to detail really matters. Like you can't be on the side of the fret. You can't be pushing too hard. You got to pay attention to the strings you're playing. You don't want to play extra strings if you're being specific with it. And then all of a sudden, like around that time is when I learned how to do 50s and like ice picks. And it was like, oh, and overall that's just a learning how to use my body. There's plenty of instruments in life we can all learn to do with that, but like you really got to find like what's good for you, because there is something out there for everyone that lets them feel a little bit more free, rather than just like, a human that's got to eat and sleep and survive.
Yeah.
So I think that's what we're all looking for in some ways,
Truly, yeah.
Yeah. And then been filming still for 3 years. Scooter clips. I'm trying to make a song for my scooter video, which has been kind of like in my head for a while now. It's almost nerve-wracking talking about it, because it's like I want it to be good, but that's why I think it will, because I'm not trying to rush it. Like I just want to do a good job with that.
Yeah.
Because talking to some people and everyone likes that idea, and it's like, dude, you can do it too. Like if you just put the time aside, that you can start making your own music to your own scootering, and like really be involved in the entire art of what you're doing, which is hard when you're working also and running a shop. But I think it's all coming together finally. So
I think you'll get it done, man. I can't wait to see that shit. That is it's a cool idea. You're bridging your two arts. It's like the two
Mhm.
things you put more time into than anything else in your life. So if anything, reflecting back on that when you're elderly and letting like your grandkids watch it, it's like, yeah, like I watch me fuck it up on a scooter, and then you like the song. That's my song.
B-roll will be me
Yeah.
making the song, you know, shit
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Literally.
Just the goal is to inspire, because the clips aren't going to be the best in the world, but like I feel like a lot of people don't make street parts because that's what they say and think of themselves, and it's like,
Yeah.
man, you know, like even music wise, some of the best songs I like are the most simple songs,
Yeah.
because I felt I could create that as well eventually and express how I feel and enjoy my life. So that mentality also bled over into the video, and it's like, all right, you know, like I'm just going to do it, and it's just going to inspire, and like that's the goal, you know?
That is like so key. I feel like also is just to be able to like have fun doing what you want to do and like making what you want to do look how you want it to look versus like trying to do something because, oh, this guy can do it, or like
That's when you
just
get
trying
copycat.
to keep up or like be the best. It's like, I think everybody should just truly find their own lane and style and just like push that as hard as they can.
Yeah, I really feel like comparison is the downfall of most arts. Like just trying to compare yourself to other people.
Yeah.
Especially, I feel like that's why a lot of people stop riding, is because
Oh, he's too
I don't.
good.
Yeah, and like scootering, it's like I don't know. I'm guilty for it when I first started, but you're like, oh, I want to get sponsored. Like I want to I'm gonna ride until I got a sponsor and blah blah blah. Like make scootering my life, but it's like that isn't really what it's cut out to be, and it's not. It's not a good enough
Yeah,
reward
that's-
to actually keep you riding.
That's not why you initially rode a scooter.
Yeah.
You know?
You'll eventually
Definitely.
learn.
And it's like, and then you start comparing. You start being like, oh, well, look at this guy. He's so much better than me. He's doing way better tricks, blah, blah, blah. And then that's where you fall out when you
I'm
just
guilty of
constantly
that.
compare. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I think it's just, yeah, it's important to just love it, have fun doing it, and realize you bring your own thing to the table no matter what you're doing. Like nobody's going to ride it like you do.
Mhm.
People
That
like to
sounded
watch
so
it.
fucking pause.
No, it makes a lot of sense. Everyone wants to ride in a street jam, but not everyone does.
True.
You know, and everyone's like, oh, I can't hit that rail, so why not? I won't even bother, which is fair for some spots. But even then, I always got insecure, like not wanting to like ride in front of people. And I rode at the ledge spot in the jam, and that was actually like the first time I like got like some clips, like just some
Sweet.
tricks in a street jam. I rode in the Detroit jam this year too. I did a 50 bar twist on a spot, and like
Oh, yeah.
everyone just cheered. I was like, dude, that meant the world to me, honestly. Like, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, whatever, it's just a 50 bar twist. But I guess them seeing me do it was like, you know,
Yeah.
enthusiastic.
Good.
They just loved it. So,
I try and hype up anyone if I'm like the MC, you know, just like to inspire people to just start riding.
yeah, it's
Like-
backwards on my end because that's what I do too, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, dude, you just did a tail whip. Like, fuck yeah.
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 It's like, bro, keep riding, you know, come back next year and make it a double or something.
It was just
You know,
like
keep riding.
this year when
all it
that
is.
kid board slid the double kink. And it was like after, like, I think like Zeke 50 did, Ben did the hanger, Will did the front board. And it was like, it wasn't the craziest trick that had gone down yet, but it was like, you could tell it was
Special
huge
moment.
Yeah.
for him. Like
Yeah.
such a big moment. And like, he didn't know he had that in him.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
the best
it's the
shit to
best.
see. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's like the very important thing to unlock in yourself. You know, I feel like I'm still trying to do that to some extent, but that's the journey.
Oh, yeah.
It's a marathon.
Yeah,
It's never a race.
Not a sprint.
unless you want it to be,
You're gonna
and
run
not
out-
have fun.
You're going to run out of gas quick.
Yeah. Speaking of gas, can I hit that?
Yeah.
Make this the not sober podcast.
Yes.
Speaking of gas.
I hit a little bit before.
Cake bar.
Cake bar and twisted tea. Tap us in.
What flavor?
After Triad, y'all can be our first 2 sponsors.
Well, and Richie.
And Richie. Yeah. Shout out to Richie. Maybe we'll go get some mics.
Let's go.
This is the key lime pie.
Key lime pie.
She wanted a slice.
Mm, maybe in a little bit. I don't want to give you this cough, honestly.
Yeah. We've been
Been
taking
Smacking
small-
everything through the shirt today.
Texas Cough Jam. I always have like different names for like what's going on during the event. Like during the Detroit Jam, I was like, Detroit Rain Jam when it started like sprinkling, and then it turned into
sprinkler.
Then it turned into Detroit Beer Jam, and then it literally turned into Pontiac Reese Jam 2024. Like, just changing it up, you know. People love when you say like stupid bullshit, you know, over the mic.
This is the Austin Slam Jam.
Yeah,
by the way.
Big Gap Scootering Jam.
Someone called it the Austin Tea Party.
Austin Tea Party.
I heard that one.
I was like, that's actually fucking funny, dude. It was that Crowns fool. I hate to say it. I was like, you fucker. All right, I'll give you. That was a good one.
That's a good one.
He was just like chuckling. It was a good one.
Yeah, he was drunk. He was drinking a lot of Twisted. He's like, it's Austin Tea
Wasn't that the
Party.
That was the second spot,
like,
right?
Okay, that's funny. Yeah, thanks for the tea too, honestly, dog.
Fuck.
Good times. Yeah, 9th annual. We said, Caleb told me, he's like, this is the best one yet. I'm like, that's what you said last year, dog. Like, let's keep it rolling.
Y'all aren't ready for the 10th.
10th, we've been planning longer than the 9th.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Shit's crazy.
Gotta do that. Everyone always says that with events, and it's like cool to hear because like scootering is that badass. It's like every event, like, this is the best one yet. I've been looking for this all year.
Literally.
Yeah,
like,
that's where I feel like
my favorite.
Like I know Logan was talking about how he said Dom thinks it's dying, like scootering's dying at the moment, or at least going through a drought, not dying. But I feel like every event I've gone to this year, and then this one, they've been sick as fuck, and like this one was bigger than the last, and it feels like, I don't know.
The scene's
It feels
getting
like
older.
There's something there for sure.
It's getting older.
Let's just say 10 years ago, you host an event, like it's got to be a skate park, and their parents got to have a place to go.
Yeah.
Now it's like, yo, dog, I just got like my paid time off. I'm pulling up.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I'm saying.
Literally.
So, well, that's where like even I got to meet Will and Clayton this weekend finally, which is cool. You know, they host doing a lot of events because the outlet event, and it's inspiring. But they were saying like so there should be some more organization to some extent, and I see that too. Owning a shop and trying to host events, but it's hard. You need a team, you need a game plan, you know, and I think that'll come along in scootering as like we all just like mold into who we are, and
Yeah.
because like there needs to be a better influence or like outlet even for kids and that I see. So I'm hoping to get more involved in Zero Gravity and to like do scooter lessons and more events to kind of like provide that to the local scene rather than like kids, you know, who see the scootering can't go to the street jam because their parents say no. And it's like, then they're like, you know, they're playing Fortnite instead.
Yeah. I definitely think that's where you got to like make more events catered to people like that. But then also,
Still,
I don't want to
hang out.
lose like the grown aspect of a street jam. I feel like it is for the older audience. And it's like, that's for the boys to go have fun, watch people eat shit, go talk shit, just have a good time. Like it's, yeah. If it's like, I understand the whole catering to kids thing, but there's times when it's like, yeah, this is a grown event, and look, if like your
That's the
parents are
Austin Street Jam.
uncomfortable with you coming, I'm sorry, but like I'm not gonna sacrifice my fun with my boys because, you know, mama doesn't
Yeah.
want you at the jam.
I
If
think-
she wants
yeah.
you there, she's hash. She's a cool mom.
Yeah. Be nice to her.
Which there is stuff
for
like
real.
that.
Love you, mom.
Yeah.
I had
honest-
moms call me like at the shop talking to me about the Detroit Jam, and I'm like, oh yeah, you can come, but like just so you know, it's like fast paced and in a city, and it gets pretty gnarly. She's like, all right, cool, yeah, just you know, I met the kids and I actually kept an eye on them for a bit, and it was all fine, you know. But some parents are just like, no, you can't do that, and even it's like the opposite when I had a skate park jam because then like all the kids are there, and then the homies pull up with some Twisted Teas, and I'm like, guys, like I'm sorry to be this guy, but like they're gonna shut this down if they see that, you know. But
Yeah, and it's different at a skate park, like an indoor park, obviously, like a facility, way different. And there's definitely like
time and a place for the tea.
exactly.
Yeah. My
free the
mom-
teas.
Literally, free the teas. My mom used to call Matt Ogle before like all the jams and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And Matt would just soothe it over and I'd be out. Be like, cool, let's go.
What a legend, by the way, Matt.
Texas legend. I'm sad. He was supposed to come here next week for like a concert, and he wanted to just come crash for a night, and I was looking forward to it, just like catch up with him, and it got canceled. So I'm bummed, but he is a legend. Probably the most OG scooter rider in Texas that we've had ever. And my good old buddy, old pal.
Yeah, right.
Shout out, Matt.
I've known about you for years, just like your stomping in Texas too, and all the jams and everything as well. So it's like you and Matt and then
Caleb,
Mike. Yeah. So like all you guys, it's just like cool to finally see, in the stomping grounds of Texas.
Yeah, I'm hyped. Yeah. Mike pulled up actually. I don't know if you saw him, but it was so random.
I did. He didn't know me. I'd introduced myself, but I was like, yo, dude, your videos, legendary, just so you know.
Really, he was like the only people, like I think it was him that was doing like the Texas Scooter Crew, like dropping those videos, right, Josh, like on his channel.
Yeah, he did a few of the TSC, but like mainly like when he came in from New Jersey, he was just filming.
Yeah, he was like documenting the scene.
He had his GoPro on a stick. He was kind of annoying at the time when he was younger, but he would just be in your face, like telling you to do something. So he was kind of taking the role of like director filmer, but TSC started a long time before Mike ever came to Texas. And then when he did, he kind of just revived what was already existing, but had kind of started to die out with Colton Herman, Ashton, Josh, all those fools, some of the people who ended up riding for 5-star and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, 5-star. I remember that.
Film a lot of scooter stuff in Texas, and it was just called the TSC because it was anybody who rode in Texas, anybody part of the Texas scene.
Stuff will go a long way for a scene.
Absolutely. But yeah, so he kind of came in and revived it with his GoPro on a stick, and then eventually, he ended up getting into the DX and filming SD. He started filming things like TX 2000 and shit like that, like some prime edits back in the day. And actually featured in that one clip, it was sick as fuck on some rails that are no longer existing. So pretty good. But yeah, definitely shout out Mike for filming pretty much everything.
Mike was the first scooter rider I ever met in Texas. I came in like 2018 with my family, and DM'd him and met him at Frisco. He drove me to McKinney, but
oh yeah,
it's a long ass time ago. He had the first 6-wide that ever came out. He had like the Aztec 6. This was like right when that bitch came out. And
remember,
he's always been tapped. He had like one of the first 7s when they came out too, and it's like you don't even ride. I don't understand why Dom gave it to you, but like he's just tapped. Yeah, like
well, that's what happens when you're an OG. Like if you're gonna pull up like once a year, you're still just that guy. Yeah. Speaking of OGs, Josh Young, from Michigan.
Shout out, bro. I still listen to that Project Pat song. It was like in his Tilt video. Like, it's just so fire.
I got Tilt 1, the original. I think it's Tilt 1. I think there's ones on YouTube before, but it's got a Josh Young part in it. And I let that one play like looping all day at the shop. Like I know the songs like the back of my hand and clips. But saw Josh Young at the Tri Jam, trying to get him to pull up to the shop or something,
Yeah. He's been filming apparently.
Really? Cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It'll be sick. I'm super hyped to see just like some new age footy of him because I feel like I don't see him post like ever riding on Instagram.
He's doing his thing.
It's definitely, it'll be cool, I still think Tilt 1 and 2 are my favorite like full length videos ever.
Good energy. It's kind of what we all want to do.
Over Tilt 1 maybe, but like I feel like people, it's just like such a good era for scootering. It's like even the full lengths nowadays, like maybe top it trick wise, but just like the impact it had on me, I think that's my favorite.
Was so new, like just the scootering. Like there hasn't been anyone that made videos that were like skate and BMX and rollerblade videos that much. So to for them to do that was like, huge. I mean, there's helped influence why I'm here, now.
Yeah. I think the Proto one came out before the Tilt one, but it's like only I think them two.
Catalyst.
Yeah. Catalyst was sick. I have a copy of that somewhere too, honestly.
Same.
But yeah, it's definitely cool. I think Aztec's making theirs like a DVD as well.
Which that needs to come back.
Just to have like a physical. Yeah, It's like more mementos, bro. I don't like all the shit being electronic. It's like I like physical stuff I could put in my room, or like hang up, or like, you know, like
Definitely.
it's
Dude,
cooler to
real
me.
talk,
It's
that
cooler to me.
is going to keep scootering around longer because I was saying something like that to someone yesterday. A banger on Instagram is like cool, but like it's going to get a lot of gratification very quickly. But then you look in the scheme of things long term, how is someone going to find that in the future? Like, how
Oh,
are they
you
going to
can
find a
pin
page?
it to your profile now.
Yeah, but like, I don't know, man. It still is uncomparable to a DVD. But yeah, that's going to be like people are going to do.
No,
Like,
yeah.
here's a
literally.
recap of my life on this app, you know?
Yeah. Social media is instant gratification.
Yep.
That's what it is. It's not, and it's like, it feels good right away, but that's not, instant gratification is never like the most fulfilling. It's the shit that like you spend more time on and then put it out and it grows over time. Like as the years go on, it's still like,
Mhm.
you know, it holds up.
That's why you got to do it because you love it.
Sustained
Literally.
gratification.
But I feel like if you have never like actually gone out and filmed like a real video part, you definitely should, because I'll be a little hypocritical when I say this, because when I drop a video, it's like I feel like I want another one and I'm not that satisfied. But like just the day it actually premieres, like those first couple of days, like it feels so good to know, like, dude, you were just going out like in the sun, you were eating shit, you were doing this like multiple times, just like without saying anything, you know? It's like always knowing you're going out with the homies. And then eventually, like when that actual thing drops, so good. It's like so good to see it and like hear the homies like just hype it up.
Dude, for
It's
real.
like, it is the best, way better than an Instagram clip. Like just being like cool or like something.
It
But
feels so
it's
good to
like-
revisit too.
that
And I get
is-
it on the hypercritical
It's
thing.
the best.
It's like you right
Best
off the
feeling.
bat, you are like, fuck, I could do so much better, blah, blah, blah. But then like the 6 months
Mm-hmm.
go by and then you revisit your video. Fuck, you know what? I really did battle for some of those. Like,
Better than not releasing it.
I'm like
Oh,
opposite,
definitely.
honestly, I feel like.
you go
what you're saying.
back and then you
Yeah, I'll go
expand.
like right now, let's say like if I were to watch my last video, there's like a handful of tricks I'd be like, those are still valid and cool. But the other ones I'm like, I feel like my style just keeps changing. It's like I don't like these, or like no point in throwing that one in there. And it's just like I'll watch it a lot when it comes out and be super stoked. But then it's like one day later, I'm like baked watching my video, I like type my name in and watch them. I'm like, like this would be cool for my kids or something. But like, I'm kind of like ready to drop a new video, you know, like get something
That's-
fresh out.
That is very true. My Valley video is like the back half was all recent and I'm like satisfied with those ones. And then my style's so different in the first half because it was filmed like 2018, 2019.
Yeah,
it's
I
like-
got that same
yeah.
problem.
It's hard, you know. I feel like I definitely try and drop a video a year, just because like if I wait like multiple, like if I were to film a 4-year video part, I feel like I don't know if I would like a lot of it. I'd be like, yeah,
That's a
throw
risk.
half this shit on Instagram, and then like we'll keep this and keep going. Like that's also a huge commitment that I'm scared to make. It's like, bro,
It's a
I don't
huge
want to not
commitment to make
drop
a
anything
video.
for 4 years. As like crazy and cool of a video I think I could make. Like I'd rather have like a few like 3-4 minute videos once a year,
Yeah.
you know. I think
Definitely.
that's cool.
I feel like a year is a good time span. Like film for
Plenty.
a year. Yeah.
Plenty of time, even for us who go out like once a week. So like
Yeah.
we got like 52 times to go out in that year. It's like plenty of time to get 3-5 minutes of footage, you know.
You guys got a process though too. Like you're all down to film. Because I just think about that sometimes. Like sometimes I'm down to ride street a lot, and it's just like hard to have people that go out and
man.
film right away.
This guy basically knows I'll bitch about it a lot, especially recently, because it's just been like we really wanted to get this like decent videos for the premiere since he was getting a video, so it's been kind of like forced. It's like
Yeah.
we got to get up early every Saturday, go out, try and beat the heat, get these clips, and then if that doesn't happen, just keep riding in the heat till we get
Yeah.
them.
That's
It's
the
like
way to
every
do it.
week.
It definitely felt like work. Like it didn't feel like
Yeah.
going
It
to
was,
escape.
it was not like as fun as like street riding usually
can
is
be
for me.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, just kind of like, fuck it. If I don't get it, I'll come back. It's like, bro, I don't have like time to come back.
I
It's
feel
like, I have to
that.
like keep trying this today until I land it.
And it's just so fucking hot. It's so hot.
That's what happens when you're passionate about something, though. It's just like, you're like, am I crazy? Am I psycho? Like, why am I doing this? And then like time goes by and you're like, oh, that's why I
Yeah.
do this.
It's like, of course, like we know the reason why, but in the moment,
conquering
You're like,
spots,
fuck this.
so
We throw
satisfying.
my scooter. Like,
Yeah.
fuck the video. I don't even care. I don't
Yeah.
care.
That's when the
I
best
did
shit
that
happens.
multiple times.
I got to start utilizing my time and like the spots more rather than like planning out certain tricks or some certain like visions on spots I've seen.
Yeah.
It's just like, yo, like if you're at a spot and there's a camera, like just do something. Like,
For sure, man. I've tried to teach myself that too. It's like I'd rather film this clip and decide later on, looking back, they're like, it's not going in the video, but like, I at least am glad I did it. It's just like good any time to do a trick on your scooter.
yeah.
So it like just gets you locked.
mhm.
Even if that's a trick you do all the time, like you can keep it, or it's one that like can start to dial in.
Use it or
you know,
lose
it's-
it.
Yeah.
Great way to fight the hypercritical
Yeah.
aspect of riding. So
Yeah, I feel bad if we go out and like I don't get a clip all day. It's like I could have at least done something.
yeah, exactly.
Literally something.
I feel like I did that to myself here, but I was so fried
So
from the
hard.
sun, dude. It was hot. I was
Mhm.
tired.
We were like at least 10 deep filming
Bro.
too.
Yeah.
Like that's not ideally how you should be riding. I
Mm-mm.
think 5 max.
Mhm.
Like for like a good productive session. Couple filmers, couple riders and a spotter.
Yeah,
Like perfect.
the guy rolling the joints.
Yeah.
Spotter.
Literally.
Mhm.
Spotter, second rider, if he gets his trick, he starts doing his thing. It's perfect.
That's sick. That's why it's special when you find the friends in the area you live to get to do that with. I feel like you moved here to do that.
That's exactly what I did, man. It's been a blessing because like him and Andy get me to go out and film, and I wouldn't have a video out right now. I don't have video. I wouldn't have had a video filmed and ready to put out if it wasn't for them. Like
Yeah.
they like, it's been sick. We'll go out together and it's like it's hot, it's tough, but
Get it
everybody
done.
kind of like pushes,
A little bit of effort here and there is a lot of effort in the long run.
Mhm.
So, and that's kind of how videos come together, realistically. So,
True.
And
That's
it's
sick,
nice
though.
to have a little team, bro. Like we're all here for each
Yeah.
other when shit gets rough. Like we all throw our fucking temper tantrums. We all get pissed as fuck. Throw our scooter, scream, and like the other one's there for you. Getting
Here's some water. Here's the
here's some-
Nick stick. Here's,
Yeah.
Andy
on the
was
back.
feeding me peanuts and shit.
wiping his grips off,
Yeah,
drying
he
his
was-
grips off.
so sick.
He works, he actually got a job. He actually just got a new job. Congratulations. But
Let's
he was
go.
working at like the college campus we always ride at. So he had like this key card and he could get into like any of the buildings. And it was so cool because he would just keep bringing me like towels and like filling up the water and shit. I'm like, I like this guy. This guy's the reason I've fucking done this 180 times and landed it 7 different times. It's like, bro, okay. I'm like,
That's
I'll
awesome.
still keep doing it. Like Andy's still down to keep like doing what he's doing. Like I gotta
Yeah.
do it for him at this point. And there were some times I was getting pissed at this other clip. I was like, literally, fuck this. Like I had already done it, and it was filmed not as good as he liked it, and not landed as good as I liked it. But I was like, honestly, fuck it. And he's like, bro, just at least do it for me then. I was like, okay, like for sure.
And he
like
got it.
I can't really say
And he got
I
it.
can't do that. So it really does help a lot,
Mhm.
just to like have the homies to do that.
Yeah,
It's
that
like,
stuff just comes natural in life if you meet the right people, Can't force something like that. So shout out, It's sick as
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, it was cool.
People that film solo street clips, you're a maniac.
The self film.
I think about it sometimes, but it's like,
Alex Loomis does that shit all the time.
yeah,
Shout out Alex.
Dude.
Fucking-
underdog, fucking shredder. He's crazy.
He needs a video. Oates, my boy Nate, you need to get a fucking camera for the Glob Boys and start filming your dogs.
for real.
For real.
And I've told him if he comes
Quit
up,
playing.
I'll film him like however long he stays in Detroit, like every single day, just every spot that's there. you
Yeah.
know? Same goes for you guys
told
too,
him
by
the
the way.
same. I would love to get back to Detroit, honestly. I love the PGFA dudes too. Like
Oh, yeah.
they're always
Cool
trying
guys.
to get me to go out there. I love the Ann Arbor Park, honestly. I've never really rode. I don't think we rode a park last year at the Detroit Gym. I think I just rode like street around the city.
When you were there, I think we went to Riverside after.
feel like we just went to your shop and started like going to that like skate park thing.
In that abandoned building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember going to a skate park.
That was Vogue. That was fun.
That was cool, man. We were getting up on the roof and shit.
Yeah.
Just hanging out.
Landlord gave me a key to a building, an abandoned nightclub, and we set up ramps and rails in it. We're riding. So
It was cool.
yeah, you don't get to do
was
that every
definitely
day,
fun.
especially at a scooter event. I love that shit. I was
Yeah.
having so much fun. Everyone was shocked. Even I was shocked. Like, this is so tight, you know?
I was stoked. I'd never been to the shop or Detroit, and I was like, this place is dope. Like, I
Oh,
like
yeah.
it here.
Like to have fun,
It's cool.
get rowdy.
We definitely got rowdy. I got some good Snapchat videos of that night. Honestly. Shout out Kyle Schoof too.
For
Whipping me
real.
around.
Yeah, what a legend.
Good looks.
Cool guy.
Good guy. His episode will be out at some point before
Nice.
this one, I think. I think we'll go in order. I don't know how Paxton will edit it. But
That'd be cool. I'm going to buy some popcorn before I get home.
Yeah.
Get ready for him to come out.
I need it fucking just because I'm doing this now, I honestly may buy YouTube Red. Just so I could like put this in my pocket and like listen to it sometimes. Because I've only listened to like a few of these, honestly. Like a couple of them back. Just because like my phone always has to like be on. I can't like close
Yeah.
it. I can't leave the app. And it's like hard for me because I listen to podcasts every day at work. But like usually just on Spotify. So I could just like throw it in my pocket. So I think I would like to do that for us.
Dude,
at
get it
some
on
point,
Spotify.
Too. Like get it on Spotify or like maybe I just get YouTube Red.
I'll help you. I
But,
got my shit on
yeah.
Spotify.
I got YouTube
Really?
Red if you need it. You need mine,
Cool.
brother.
Cool. Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
Is it time to go to the
It's
airport?
126.
Okay, 3:05 is when I fly.
305's when you fly.
Yeah.
You know when you're bored.
Probably like
like
20 minutes
two.
before.
Probably like
Like-
2:30.
Yeah.
Word.
I get going then.
Yeah.
It's been a long week.
We got an hour. We just hit an hour. It's been a
Sweet.
fucking great week, bro. So glad you got to
Great
come
week.
out and that this was like your first big trip that you've been on. So I'm glad
Yeah.
you made it here.
Definitely with the scooter trip. I've like been to Wyoming and stuff before, but no, this was just long overdue, if anything. The shop's been, you know, I kind of feel like I'm always scootering because I do get to run a shop, but like I need to get on the road more. That's for sure.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, man. It's really last thing is it's super key. I feel like just like networking. Like every time I'm at a street jam, it's like meeting the people and like spreading around just whatever you want to spread around, you know, like to help out the community.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
To get some more interest in what you're doing, you
Mhm.
know, super key. And it's cool because you meet a lot of fun people.
Definitely. That's
And
the
like have some new friends.
It's
you know?
always inspiring. I always go back a little more fire in my riding and ride a little harder. So,
Yeah.
because it's like when you get to see people push the limits, it just reminds you like, yo, like this is real.
Mhm.
Don't get lost in the sauce. Don't work.
I see that
for
little
too long of
sparkle in your
periods.
eyes after this weekend.
Yeah.
You're gassed up.
He's going
You're
back for
excited.
the 5-0 Smith double whip.
Yeah. For a
could see
clip.
it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
could see
Maybe I'll do whip bar. I'll just level it up.
I was thinking
Dream
that.
bigger.
I was
There you
honestly
go.
thinking whip rewind even.
I've done that before at parks. That's the thing, you know? Just the
Sick.
time.
Yeah, good ledge, you know.
Yeah, because I definitely before I came here, I needed some refreshment with the shop. I was a little down, I feel like, about how it's been going, but I think that's just need to rechange some things, you know. Just think broader, think bigger, and just try different things, you know. Like I said, zero opening again. Still got a clutch shop spot, so just expand more now.
Sweet.
Well, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Best of luck. I hope it all goes well. I know it will.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
can't
I got an
wait.
order for you soon.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, back into the grind of things. It's a good grind though, so no worries. Like I said, I mean, the fact that I made it out here is because I'm getting a better situation going on with myself. So, you know,
Sweet.
I'll be able to travel more.
That's awesome, man.
That's what I want to do. So I'm gonna put my time
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
We're in the same boat, so hopefully
yeah.
we can make it out there soon.
We will. We'll get
After
some
the winter, I
fire
guess.
flips going.
Yeah. Next
Boys,
spring.
It's been a fucking great one.
And a fucking bloody hell good one, man.
10-4, episode 8, right?
Oh, Neal Morrison.
Episode 8, Neal Morrison.
Episode 8.
Shout out Rely Pro Scooters, baby.
Shout out.
Nice scooter shop.
Team.
Adios, 10-4.